Puts the lotion
Okay.
in the basket or it gets the hose. Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Can.
And this is the Dan and Can Show, coming to you weekly from Middle America, jumping out of your screens and talking about life. Life of a married couple, deconstructed from the faith and what the hell we're doing now, and just sharing our mistakes, our successes, and everything in between. So this week, since it's 9 days away from Halloween, when this comes out, unless another major event happens in the world, and then we have an emergency interruption podcast, and this will come out after Halloween, and this will all not make sense, but we'll live in the cherished memories of days gone past.
I hope there's no more catastrophic things between now and then. Thank you.
We all do, but we all know that's not the case either. Anything can happen on any day. So let's get to know each other a little bit and let the audience at home know what we're going on. And since it's Halloween, we're going to do some Halloween festive type things. The weather finally changed for us here. Overnight this last weekend, it dropped from 91 degrees to 60, it was only 54 yesterday.
It was in the 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had this
rainy
conversation, and I said it was going to be in the 50s, and you were like, no, it'll hit 62.
It was supposed to stop raining and get warmer.
You also said it wouldn't rain all day, and it did.
It was supposed to. I'm sorry for listening to the weathermen. Okay.
I was listening to the weather, too, and it didn't say that. So I don't know what station or channel or what you're listening to.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
You can bite my butt.
It's fake news.
You need to
quite literally
stop right now. You're being very disrespectful to your man.
Okay. So I just have to be like, you're listening to the best news. You do the best job. You're the bestest weatherman ever. Is that better?
That's better. I'm starting to feel more like a man now.
Okay.
My fragile
Can't
ego.
handle criticism. That ego's too fragile.
It is. I'm a Christian man.
No, you're not anymore.
All right. So we're going to dive into some Halloween get to know you stuff here, because you had just an extensive immersion into the Halloween spirit in your youth, as we've talked before on this show, where you were secluded for anything Halloween-esque. Not allowed it in school, not allowed it, and you had to sit out in the hall when the kids did Halloween projects, and good times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to know Candy's Christian Halloween background.
Why? We've already done this before.
Well, some new things that might come up. So.
All right, go ahead.
First question to get to know you. What was your first real Halloween experience? And how did it compare to whatever the church gave you instead?
My very first Halloween experience was when...
Don't say names.
I was going to say my Mormon friend, when I was in first grade, or invited me to something at her church, but would that be considered? I mean, that was the very first thing I ever did concerning Halloween.
Well, what did you
she
do?
Invited us to her. There was like a church thing, and she invited me and my siblings to it, my younger sisters. And she gave me her clothes, like a cheerleading outfit. So I dressed up as a cheerleader, and it was fun. I don't remember the night at all. I have pictures of it. I've seen pictures of it. And I do remember her asking, and I remember being really scared, thinking mom and dad wouldn't let me do it, but they did. So that's all I remember. Then the next memory that I have is when I was in 7th grade, and a friend, we were driving home from like practice or something, and it was the night of Halloween. And I said, I've never been trick-or-treating. And so her dad pulled over and they told me to go up and just say trick or treat, like at some rando house. And it was like a bunch of young guys or whatever, and they were getting rid of all their candy. So it was probably in a college area. I don't remember. And they gave me the whole bowl. I think they dumped the whole bowl in my shirt. I can't remember. Either they gave me the bowl or they dumped it in I scooped up the bottom of my sweatshirt. But because I said trick or treat, and that was pretty awesome. But that's
so you lifted up your shirt and a bunch of college boys.
I didn't lift up my shirt. I flipped up the bottom to make a bowl. You know what I'm saying.
You're like, what's this get me? They're like,
I'm a 7th grader at the time, Dan. I'm 7th grade.
I know this is more of a condemnation on them boys.
Dan, they had to be men probably. That's disgusting. So you're saying a bunch of pedos gave me candy?
Pedos hand out candy. That's what the church always taught us. So how's that compared to whatever the church gave you instead? Did your church ever do anything? I didn't
have. When I was younger and I was in an elementary, that's when couldn't go to any of the things, and I had to go. Besides that thing, I never did another Halloween thing except for that one with the 1st grade. Then we weren't allowed to dress up. We shut off our lights. Sometimes we would leave the light on and people would come. But we would have tracks in with the candy.
Yeah, chip tracks.
Yeah, which are disgusting. I don't remember if we did that every year, but also, so then when I got into a Christian school, when I was put in a Christian school, I was around different types of Christians that didn't necessarily believe like us. And they did like Harvest Night, where they dressed up as Bible characters. We weren't allowed to do that. So it was very different and kind of strange for me because I was like, Christians are doing this. It was like this controversy in the Christian world. Like if you're a good Christian, you didn't, the most zealous ones wouldn't do it. But those who like were a little more lax would. So,
yeah, because when we were with our kids, we had trunk or treats. And stuff like that we would do, safe alternatives to Halloween.
Yeah.
Wear a non-scary, violent costume and celebrate with the rest of the church.
A non-scary, violent costume. Interesting.
Non-violent.
Okay.
Non-violent. And celebrate with the church. just keep them in the bubble even more and get treats out, decorate your trunk and whatnot. But I
felt like that was a little bit coming out of my bubble, at least for our
you,
kids.
Yeah.
I felt like it was more coming out of the bubble than it's like I was easing out with my children.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like a compromise. And I struggled with it even actually, like, should we even allow them to do this? Should we do this? Is this bad?
Yeah.
But I liked them being able, because I saw no harm in dressing up as princesses and Spider-Man and, those kinds of things. So I don't know. That was I thought we were like getting more relaxed, and you probably thought this is super legalistic because we were coming from two different worlds.
I remember my first one would be probably in school. So I really don't remember before school what we did. I remember in preschool we did something where we dressed up and kind of walked around the block. And it wasn't my grade school related preschool. It was somewhere else. But I remember in school we'd have the costumes where the 1st and 2nd graders dressed up and paraded around the whole school, showing off their costumes to all the upperclassmen. And we'd walk around to each class and parade around. And
they probably thought it was so cute. I would think that was so cute, the little kids coming in.
Well, you probably would. We were like, look at these dorks. You get no candy. Cool 6th graders.
Yeah.
But, doing that. And that was done at the church sanctioned school. So...
Church sanctioned school. So it was a school that the church approved of. Is that what that means?
It was the school attached to the church.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, that's what the church allowed. So yeah.
Because you never went to a public school, did you?
Huh.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. This is going to get deep. If your childhood Halloween costume had perfectly represented your personality now, what would it have been? Mine would be Carl Spackler from Caddyshack.
I could see that. I don't know. I don't really know how to answer this.
What's your personality now that you'd represent in a costume?
What part of my personality would I want to like put on display for Halloween?
In costume.
Because I feel like my personality is multifaceted. I don't know how I'm going to pick one thing. I mean, I don't know.
Beyonce?
A big ADHD? I don't know. To be honest, I'd probably think it would be fun to create. Like, I think the costumes that are made, like when people come up with something really funny and stupid, but it's like they made it, not just bought it off the rack. I think I would probably do something like that.
That's you. All right. What was the candy that made you question whether the devil owned Halloween?
The candy? Okay. Hey, come on. These are stupid questions.
The peanut butter taffy, the black and orange
that's
taffy.
What came to my mind right away. Yes.
Yes.
Or wax candy is disgusting too.
The like bottles?
Yes. The bottles or the teeth that you're supposed to like eat. It tastes like nothing, like you're chewing on wax.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Disgusting.
It coats your teeth in a protective film. Dentist approved. I think it might have been dental approved in the 80s.
Probably. They've grown and learned.
All right, I'm going to throw this one out, and this will probably end up getting us a divorce.
Okay, so you want a divorce. All right.
The candy that I would not like getting.
You are not going to say it. Dan?
That when I was young, I'd get it because I had an aversion to this substance when I was young.
Bullshit, you did.
Let's say it on the count of three.
If you say peanut butter.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
No.
I always got rid of them.
You did not have an aversion to peanut butter when you were a kid.
I did not like it when I was young. I would not eat it. And when peanut butter cups were in my bag, if I had a choice, I'd never choose the peanut butter cups. And if someone gave me one, I would try to trade it or I'd just give it to my parents.
What? Are you serious? They probably loved it.
I don't think I ate one until me and you were together. Where'd you go? He disappeared. She left, folks.
Did I?
She's gone.
Did I
That's
disappear?
it. That was it. That's the one that set her off.
How did I do that?
I don't know.
How did I disappear?
You turned. I told her I never ate peanut butter cups and she left the room. She has to gather herself.
Perfect timing. I don't believe you. You had
I did not like them. I did not want to eat them.
Well, you married somebody who loves peanut butter. And actually, I've been eating more like almond butter when I eat. I've been eating almond butter on a caramel rice cake. It is so good.
And have you been working out the Jane Fonda tapes too?
I'm not joking. I haven't had a rice cake, I don't think, since I was little. Like my mom would get them sometimes when we put peanut butter and jelly on them. It is like so good. It is amazing.
Okay, I need you to go off screen, come back with your hair all teased up high. Big bright
and a leotard
makeup.
On with tights underneath.
Yeah. All right. If your church had let you celebrate Halloween, what would your rebellious dream costume have been? Jezebel.
Just kidding. If they would have let us dress up as women, I probably would have thought it was funny to do something. I probably would have dressed up. Actually, I would have more liked to dress up like someone who, like a woman who was like really good at some, like, I don't want to say Pocahontas because I think that's probably inappropriate for a white woman to do now. But probably as a kid, I would have liked something like that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I would have put on a long trench coat and then had a nylon stocking stuffed with one leg, then walked up and like,
Ew, you are gross.
My dad did that to the neighbor lady.
What did she laugh?
She guffawed and laughed. Yes. It's like, trick or treat.
Oh, God. I don't know how well that would go over today.
Not very, but.
I mean, I'm trying to think if somebody did it to me. If I knew him well, I'd probably think it was funny, but it is probably inappropriate. If it was someone I didn't know very well, I'd be like, creepy. So, or someone I didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways. All right. So we got to know you a little bit better here. Glad to meet you. It's been a pleasure. Let's play a little game. This is based off your lack of knowledge of Halloween stuff. And the game is called Holy Ghosted. All right, Candy, since your parents thought Halloween was Satan's Super Bowl, we're giving you a crash course. I'll describe a classic spooky icon or scene, and you tell me who or what it is. You get a point if you're even in the same ballpark. If you
So it's like from a movie or something?
Could be, yeah. Like if you say
what
the
else could
creepy
it be
guy
from?
with knives for fingers and it's Freddy Krueger, that counts.
Okay. It could also be Edward Scissorhands.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. I'm the final judge, so we'll see if you get points or not.
Go.
All right. This gentleman basically invented cardio for babysitters in the 1970s, especially Jamie Lee Curtis. White mask, silent, never
Michael
runs,
Myers.
but somehow always catches you.
I already told you. Michael Myers. Movie Halloween.
Wow.
Am I right?
You are. Kind of surprised with that one. Look at you. How'd you know that one?
I don't know. I know Jamie Lee. I like Jamie Lee Curtis, so I know she's been in it. Plus, you guys like the Michael Myers ones.
How'd you know that was Michael Myers?
I don't know. I just know.
All right. This is an easy one. I already gave you the answer. This slasher haunts your dreams. Literally. Finger knives, bad skincare routine, lives on Elm Street.
Edward Scissorhands. Just kidding. This is. You just said it, and I just had it in my head. Don't tell me.
I did.
Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
Friday the 13th.
1, 2.
Is it the movie Friday the 13th?
No, it's a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, oops. Sorry.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
That what he says.
3, 4.
Don't. I don't like scary things. Stop it.
Your door. 5, 6. Get a crucifix.
Oh,
7,
yeah, 'cause that'll protect you.
8. Better stay up late. 9, 10. Never sleep again. That was the kids chanting that.
Creepy. Okay, continue.
If you say her name 3 times in a mirror, she shows up. Not your mother-in-law. But who is it?
If you say her name?
3 times in a mirror. She
Because
shows
isn't
up.
that what, like Red Rum thing? You said it 3 times in the mirror?
Red Rum is from another movie. I don't know if it's in
from
here.
The Shining.
Yeah. Which is murder backwards.
Yes.
Look at you. You're being very in-depth in your Halloween knowledge. I'm kind of proud of you.
I do know more than you think, probably.
This
I've
is an old
absorbed it
game
over the
that
years
you'd
with
play
you.
in grade school. They'd lock you in a bathroom and you have to do this ritual in a dark.
Say this name.
3
Can you
times.
give me some clue? So it's a woman or a woman's name.
Mm-hmm. I gave you a clue. It's not your mother-in-law.
It's not my mother-in-law.
But it's your mother-in-law's sister.
Is it Carrie? I don't know.
Ooh, rhymes with Carrie.
Scary Carrie.
Carrie's a different movie.
Sherry Blueberry.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
You say Bloody Mary.
3 times. What movie is that? Is the
It's
movie,
not a movie,
called
it's
Bloody
an
Mary?
old urban legend.
Oh, okay.
You go in a
Wonder
bathroom,
where it comes from.
kids making stuff up.
It would be interesting to look up where some of these come from.
It would be a game you play. So you'd get
Maybe
the one
next
kid
week.
and you put him in the bathroom. You'd be like, or a couple kids. You lock them in the bathroom with the mirror and they'd say it while other kids are standing outside. Or maybe you had one kid sitting in the shower waiting for him. And then they'd be like,
Okay.
oh, you should get this one. He's a doll possessed by a murderer.
I was thinking you were going to bring up this guy.
Wears overalls, not from Toy Story franchise.
This is Chucky.
This is Chucky.
Child's Play is the name of the show.
Yes, Reese's favorite movie when she watched it when she was 5.
Oh, God. Yeah, we were watching it, and Reese comes into the living room. She's little, and she loves these kinds of shows now.
Yeah.
And I was like freaked out. Like, she saw it. She can have nightmares. Can't remember if she did have nightmares for a little bit.
I don't remember either. Oh,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember. All right. Watch this VHS tape and you'll die in 7 days. Millennials. It's like TikTok, but slower.
It's a VHS tape.
Yeah. Now, you wouldn't have to worry about this one because your parents wouldn't even allow you to watch Disney movies.
They did. What are you talking about? We watched Disney. Come on. My mom let us watch a lot of stuff when my dad wasn't around.
Yeah.
When he was working. Or she didn't stop us.
But you wouldn't have.
I don't know. Is it something to do with The Exorcist?
No. It's
What?
The Ring. Samara.
Oh, no. Someone told me when The Ring came out, someone told me how scary it was.
Really?
And they were like, do not watch it. So I never watched it.
Billy did. She was on the show.
Yeah. Billy. Yeah. Yeah,
All
I never
right.
watched it.
Here's an easy one. This pale guy can't see his reflection, hates garlic, and invented the hickey. This definitely doesn't describe me.
Dracula?
Yes.
Is that him?
Or it could be any youth group leader that you had growing up.
Gross.
Pale, hates garlic.
Pale, hates garlic.
Invented the hickey.
Ew. Ew, ew, ew.
They walk slow. They moan a lot and want brains, not followers.
Zombies.
MAGA.
Okay.
No, I'm
Same
just
thing.
kidding. Opposite. It's the opposite of MAGA. They want followers, not
They
brains.
MAGA got eaten by the zombies. Brains are gone.
Yeah.
That's rude. I'm sorry.
No, MAGA doesn't want brains. They want followers. They've said so.
Yeah. I mean, their leader did. Yeah.
Intelligent people don't like us. He's the big bad from Scream. Wears a ghost mask that looks like it's mid-yawn.
Okay. The movie Scream.
What's his name?
I don't know. Scream. He has a
Ghost.
name.
Yeah.
The ghost on Scream has a name. That mask.
Yeah.
That weird mask was like, oh.
Yeah. Caught mid-yawn. It was derived from pictures taken at sermons in Sunday schools. All the congregation going, dark eyes.
I don't know. Who is it?
Ghostface.
That's the name of that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He lives at Camp Crystal Lake. Wears a hockey mask and isn't great at conflict resolution.
Where's
Christian
that
camp
hockey match?
counselor Chad.
What is it really?
It's Jason Voorhees. Friday
I
the 13th.
have no idea who it is. Oh, that's Friday the 13th. Jason. Look, it looks like I have no arms. Like they end at the elbows. Yay! Anyways.
Oh, my goodness. She's got pig blood dumped on her at prom.
Okay, I know this one.
And let's just say she didn't turn the other cheek.
Carrie.
Carrie.
Scary Carrie.
So,
I've actually seen that one.
The new one or the old one?
I've seen the old one. I don't know if I've seen the new one. I don't really like to watch those kind of shows anymore, you know.
I know you don't. We and Rachel watched one last night, and you're like, Thea. It was a cute one. All right, bonus round. I'm going to give you a church-approved substitute name. So the Pure Flix version of a horror movie franchise.
So I have to get what the actual name is?
See if you can guess what it is.
Okay, go.
Sanctified Sleepover.
Sleepover. So, slumber party. Sanctified. I don't know. Sleepover. So the Smurfs.
Oh. Chick, 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 pop, pop, pop. Cheep, 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 shock, 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 shock.
I don't know what's happening. Can you just tell me?
It's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh my God. I would have never gotten that. Okay.
Harvest Festival.
All right. So
of
these
the
mean
Dead.
nothing even close. Okay. Got it.
Harvest Festival of the Dead.
Children of the Corn.
Ooh, that's a good guess. Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Left Behind Camp Edition. Cheep, 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 chock, 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 chock. Cheep,
Halloween.
cheep, 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 chock, 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 chock. Friday the 13th.
I was going to say Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th happened at Camp.
I've never seen it, but I assume it was at a camp.
Camp Crystal Lake.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Halloween was the.
I wonder if I could
escaped.
handle watch. I probably could watch those because they're probably kind of cheesy, the old ones.
Yeah. They're.
I just don't like it if it makes me like scared later, where I feel like I'm struggling with like being the dark. Like if I go in the basement or and the lights aren't on, like I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff because I used to have a lot of issues with that.
Some of the newer remakes are pretty good too. The more dramatic. Yeah, they have a gory scene here and there. But
it's not so much the gory
story.
scenes, it's the fear. It's the emotion.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel a bunch of fear because then I'll just like feel it when I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Not when I can't, it won't just shut off. So
no, I get you. So, all right, let's jump out of the Halloween mode for a little bit. And I'm going to throw something out here and get us started on a conversation. Saw something posted on this the other day, and it was kind of an interesting point, and it's about language. So, and how much we restrict our language now. We have social media and stuff like that where we can't say words like rape or sexual assault. We have to cover it up, or Nazi, because these are offensive terms. People are sensitive to these terms, which I get. But in taking away these words, and like the ones I just gave, they're very harsh words.
Yeah.
They elicit a response.
Yeah.
But when we
especially
switch,
if you've experienced those things. Yeah.
when we switch rape with grape, it softens it. So
right now,
are we hurting ourselves
by doing that?
Yeah.
Because now we associate the softer term with the action.
Yes. Or we soften
that's very interesting.
The blow of it, because
making it seem even less making it seem, I don't mean to say even, making it seem less harmful than it is. That's interesting. I think you might be onto something there. I haven't even thought about that, but that's possible.
So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of these different words, and the ones I'm saying are the more I can understand why we want to, because people that obviously have been assaulted, it's a trigger to them. And if you're speaking to them, you want to have that common sense of, I don't want to trigger this in them because I want to be compassionate and considerate and kind to them.
Well, yeah. And we're trying to have conversations that we haven't been having, right? We're trying to have these in public spaces, which is social media. We're trying to have these very public conversations, knowing that certain terms can trigger certain people, but we need those people to be present to kind of help. They need to be represented because the conversation is about something that they've experienced, right? So they have input.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know that would be good to ask somebody who has experienced that. And there's going to be a range of responses to that, even by people who have experienced, let's say, sexual assault. Some will say, I want you to use the word. And some will say, no, soften it because it's so traumatic.
It kind of goes back to the whole individuality of everything we have to do. We can't make steadfast black and white rules on how to operate in things. You know, you might be able to go, well, a good part of the population can handle hearing this and not be triggered by it or affected by it. But there are certain individuals, and you have to know what they're around and be considerate of them and their sensibilities and what might be going on with it.
I'm just going to go, this may be totally not the direction you go, and I may be, I might get pushback, but I'm just trying to process and learn here. I think maybe there's something to what you're saying. Like it's possible that this softens or, makes this seem less harmful, right? By softening the language. And we do need the people that have experienced it in the conversations because they're the ones that actually know what it's like and how, but maybe the people who are triggered by it, first of all, if you're triggered by it, it just means you're not healed in that area yet. That's something you're still in the grieving process, whatever, you're still recovering, right?
Yeah.
So you've got some trauma recovery to work through, but those who have worked through a lot of it can handle the word. You know what I'm saying? They can handle it because their triggers are just opportunities to say, oh, okay, there's something that there's a wound that's not healed.
Yeah.
So maybe the better move would have been to continue to use the language, but being mindful of who's in the room and say, hey, like we used to just go trigger warning, right? Yeah. And I think maybe that was maybe safer and healthier. Like, hey, you could possibly get triggered if you listen to this. So move on if you're not in the right headspace for that, right? And like if you're still healing and doing that inner work that you need to do to repair anything that's, any wounds inside you or physical wounds, like maybe that would have been better. I don't know. Social media, this has become more rampant as we're doing lives, right? And we're posting videos where we're talking. That's where, and this is kind of recent. Before we weren't doing a lot of lives. We weren't doing a lot of videos of ourselves. This is within, 2020. So in the last 5 years is where, don't say those. I don't know. I don't know why it started. Is it because somebody was like, hey, I don't like hearing that word?
I think there's a slow...
Or is there something more sinister going on that's doing that? Because I do think what you're saying is possible. Like we could be doing damage here.
Well, and I want to tie something into, because this ties into, have you ever read the book 1984? or seen the movie?
I don't think I've read the whole thing before.
Okay, so it's a dystopian society, and Big Brother is the government trying to turn over everything and run it all. So there's thought crime. If you think something, then you could be arrested for it if it was criminal thought. And you had
how did they know what you thought in the book? Because I do want to read it. It's kind of like The Giver. The Giver was similar.
I can't remember how they do it, but they would figure, okay.
So they could read your thoughts.
Well, no, I think they're just based off your actions. And they'd say, oh, you're doing this, that's a crime. And they had newspeak. So they had a dictionary, and they kept eliminating words from the dictionary.
Okay.
So you only had, and ideally, I think one of the quotes in the book from one of the characters was they wanted to get it down to under 100 words in the English language to be able to, that's how you'd communicate with these 100 words. And that was it, because then they could control that. And there's a quote from the book here. Don't you see that the whole aim of newspeak is to narrow the range of thought? In the end, we shall make thought crime literally impossible because there will be no words in which to express it.
Oh, interesting. Because language is how we express, and it's supposed to get richer because our thought life is very deep and rich, and we still don't have words for certain experiences, right? We struggle sometimes to put words to an experience because no words really match it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. This is like got my mind kind of a little bit like turning here.
That's where I'm kind of tying this all to, is this idea that Orwell was talking about with newspeak. And that's, are we going closer and closer to that? Because I think over time it has. Obviously, we had words that were very awful to use. You think
well, there's certain words that are derogatory.
Yes. And then we started eliminating them.
Say the N-word. That is that definitely, you don't call people that. That's awful.
And then we've developed into things like the R word. And back in the 80s, you had Shriners sitting out handing out Tootsie Pops with a big sign that said, please help.
Okay.
Children.
Don't. You probably get completely,
Please help children.
Because that was the word that was associated with what we might say someone who is disabled or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the term would be today.
Developmentally disabled, I think. So, but anyways, so we started eliminating some of these derogatory words, but then all of a sudden it started getting more and more. We started focusing too much on sensibilities and senses of people, and I don't want to offend. But in that, are we taking away the effect that these words have? So if I want to speak out against a patriarchy and say, hey, this culture you're putting out is promoting rape in our society. But if I can't say rape, it's going to take away the effect of what I'm trying to point out. If I have to say, the patriarchy's promoting grape within our society, you kind of know it, but it takes away some of that sting and that effectiveness of it.
Yeah, and sometimes I will say that I feel like, because we were raised conservative, right? Though I do think, I think Christians were the OGs of cancel culture in a way, because really what we're talking about, it dances with cancel culture, right? It's this canceling of certain words, like you say these words, you get canceled or whatever, blah blah blah. If you say these words, your account can get banned or you get kicked off or whatever. So, I think in a way, because in Christianity, there were certain things we couldn't say, right? We couldn't say bad words or 4-letter words or whatever. There was just certain things. So, but I do think, I don't know, is it the left?
It's
the
both.
Extreme left that kind of pushed this.
If you look at today, it was, I think, it started off maybe as a left-leaning type thing, especially.
Yes, and I think that's where conservatives accuse them of this.
Yeah.
This is one of the big problems I think conservatives have.
Right now, conservatives are just as bad.
Oh, they are, for sure. They are over different words, right?
Yes.
Like you can't call them, a racist. You can't call them a Nazi, right?
Yeah.
Which
a fascist.
Calling people names, I do think yeah, we got a problem with that. Like we calling people names doesn't do any good. It just shuts a person down, right? They get defensive.
I think to some of the point though is that if I sit here and say this administration's full of a bunch of bad guys, or if I say this administration is a bunch of fascists, which has more of an effect?
Yeah,
which makes you go,
the second one.
Ooh.
What? Yeah. It's more offensive.
Yeah.
Right? Which,
it's kind of like a swear word, you know?
It is, yeah.
And it's kind of, you know, the healing sense of saying fuck, you know, when you do something, or to use the word fuck. And people, we need you to go out and like and subscribe and do all that, because this is going to be demonetized on.
Oh God. And you know what, guys, we're just thinking through this. We obviously do not know the answers here. We're trying to figure out, we're just trying to say the things that other people might be thinking, right? Because we're thinking them. We're trying to figure this out.
But the word fuck has a very, has a great effect to it. So if I sit there and go, that's friggin' stupid. Okay, it's kind of soft. You know, it's like, oh, he's a little upset. But I'm like, fucking stupid shit. People are like, oh, Dan is pissed. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a definite range there between, friggin' poop.
Yes. And it's freaking poop. Is that what you say?
Yeah.
Well, it's a known thing, first of all, that there's something about when you say like a swear word like that, it does let some steam out. Because it has, you use them, if you use them well, you use them in a way that has some sort of impact, right? Either for you, relief for you, or for those who are listening. And I think there is a saying that I have never looked it up to see if it's scientifically accurate, but that intelligent people use swear words, right? Mm-hmm. I would think that they would use them well.
It's like
they're not going
to put out.
It's not like someone who says the F word every other word. Like that's somebody who just has a small vocabulary, probably.
But when you're around and we hear you just go, fuck on a biscuit.
I do say that.
We know, okay. Something's messed up somewhere. Because you don't use it all the time.
She's so frustrated. No, that's funny. I do say that. I don't know where it came from. But what the point I was trying to make when I said the left, I think, started pushing some of this. And maybe because coming from the conservative side, it was like, you can't say these things. And it was like PC. Remember when we were younger?
Yeah, PC culture.
And they were it was all about PC. And it was the left. At least that's what we were told, right? So when I watch, sometimes I'll watch lives where there's like debates, like Dean Withers or whatever, let's say, and they're talking and he will tell them like they can't say certain words. Cause I think one of the words they can't say now is like drugs. You got to spell it out. And it's just a little bit ridiculous because these algorithms just snag it. They hear it, you know, and you're out or whatever. I don't know if it's people reporting it or the algorithm just, I don't understand how that works.
I mean, it's
okay. So
I mean, to that point, it's probably both. It's probably the algorithm has these words programmed in because they're going to associate certain things as hate speech.
It's like they don't want you talking.
So they're going to say drugs is related to a certain site. Whenever someone uses a certain type of hate speech, they're saying drugs a lot also. So we're just going to automatically assume that is going hand in hand.
Or we don't want you talking about drugs. Yeah. And it's like, there's a lot of reasons that are productive to talk about drugs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, it's not always talking about like dealing drugs. Like it's not a drug deal going down. It's let's talk about the problem.
If you're dealing with someone in your life that has an addiction,
you need to be able to use the word.
If you're dancing around it and, not addressing it directly, you're not going to be able to help that individual.
It's almost like it's making it more difficult for us to talk about these things too.
Well, because we
have to find creative ways to communicate without tripping up the algorithm or getting turned in by, the police of the words, the word police. But what I was going to say is in these lives, a lot of times let's say they'll have Dean is on and he will have someone from MAGA and he'll be like, you can't say rape. You've got to say grape. And the guy will like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm going to say all the words. And it's like, they associate that type of language where it's grape and, spelling a word out, maybe they associate that with the left. But first of all, that has nothing to do with right or left. It's how the social media is set up now, because they're like, if we want to have a conversation at all, we're going to have to work with this because the system will shut us out. Yeah. And I don't want to get banned, or I don't want you to get banned or whatever. So like if they say a certain word, let's say someone says fentanyl, I think that's even, you can't even say the name of a drug. So if they say that, that person will get banned. And
maybe that's what Trump is doing with Tylenol. He didn't want to get banned. So that's my fatted honey.
You mean acetaminophen?
Yeah.
Is Tylenol like off limits now to talk about? Like, are they changing
maybe he
that?
thought it was, so he's trying not to say it correctly. Acetaminophen. Well, that's a big one.
God.
Anyways. So you can't.
Yeah, it's like, I think that the right associates the left with cancel culture.
100%.
And now, and then the left also associates the right with cancel culture now, because now the right is saying, you can't say these things. You can't call us these things. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Can't say racist, can't say bigot, can't say Nazi, which I do agree that we should not call each other names. I would rather we say things like, you are acting, what you're doing looks very much like what the Nazis did.
Yeah.
It looks the same, instead of calling them names, because I don't think calling anybody a name, it just doesn't do any good. Yeah. It shuts them down. It shuts the conversation down. They're not listening anymore. So I don't think the name calling, I think the name calling should stop, but we should be able to use the terms, because if we can't, what it's doing is it is impeding on our freedom of speech. So we should be able to say these words, and we have to learn how to use them in ways where I'm not calling somebody, maybe I'm not calling, someone a fascist, but I'm saying what you're doing looks like fascism to me. How, explain to me how it's not. Something like that creates an opening for a conversation, rather than you're a fascist and now they've shut down and they're trying to defend that they're not one. So I think it is causing freedom of speech to be impeded. But if we want to have these conversations, we need to, like, there are consequences. Like if I call somebody a fascist, the consequence is they may not listen anymore. The people who I'm trying to talk to and have a conversation with and try to open their minds or try to get them to see another perspective, they're not going to listen because the language I'm using. Yeah. So I either am okay with that, or learn how to talk a little differently. That could be the consequence there. It does seem like maybe when I was younger, it felt like the left, because there was their BPC, you got to say these words, these certain ways.
And you're also immersed in the right-wing culture. So
yes, exactly. So I don't know the perspectives of someone who was left-wing at the time. But I do see that now it's like, where was I going with that?
Both sides?
Well, both sides do it. I had a train of thought I wanted to close it with there, but I can't remember what it was. Because I saw it was left wing when I was younger, and now, and the way the left seemed to do it, it was just kind of like shameful, like don't do it. I don't know that there was any like cancel culture, like you get fired or you get put in jail. That's where it seems like with Trump and stuff, I think it's almost like to the point where he would like to jail people for saying things he doesn't like. You see what I'm saying? And that is to the extreme. That is where it's like it's not just the culture kind of giving you feedback so that you can kind of adjust if you want to. If you don't like being isolated or ostracized because of the way you talk, you can change your language.
Yeah.
But instead, it's like, we're going to throw you in jail. If you call us a fascist, we'll throw you in jail. That is where we've crossed a line.
Yeah. And I think, and if I'm being honest, I think the far left has done that too, where they've wanted action taken against people that use certain language.
Yeah, probably.
So they wanted consequences. They wanted people to feel.
And harsh, like too harsh. Yeah. Give people chance to learn. Give people chance to explain themselves. You know, if someone used a word that they shouldn't have when they were 18 and now they're 35 and they haven't used that word in forever and they learned and they grew and they changed. Okay. Like, move on from that. Like, let people show you who they are. But when they tell you who they are, if they're still like that, then learn from that and don't hang out with them if that's the type of person that they are.
Yeah.
And they use language that you're offended by.
Yeah.
I think within Christianity, it's like, as we deconstructed and we were more open with using, like, let's say the F word, right? Mm-hmm. So we could say fuck. Well, I wouldn't say it around a Christian, but it also makes me like, now I'm scanning my speech to, it's kind of like being around a narcissist. You got to watch everything you say because you don't want them to have, so it's a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what this is causing. It's causing so much energy to be spent on, don't say the wrong thing. So then we just don't have the conversation sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, but yeah.
I mean, it's something where, I think I can understand the point of some of it because you want to be cognitive of people's situations. Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. But also it steals so much away from the conversations that could be happening. The pros and cons of it. Is it prevent actual growth and healing and help? Yeah. I think maybe the trigger warning was a better way of like, hey, if you come into this room, we're discussing this stuff. So we're going to use the language because we need to not soften what we're talking about because this is serious stuff. We're going to use the language. We're not going to tell people, you know, hey, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. So they're spending so much time trying to look for language instead of like, and one thing I will say about all of this with MAGA and stuff, at least the stuff is up at the surface. We know what is going on. And like, there are people, I didn't know that there were white people that literally thought that black people were less than them. I didn't grow up around that. That was not something, my parents never talked like that. I never was around somebody who thought black people were less. So it never crossed my mind, ever. But I do see that is a real thing that is happening to black people. Like, they're being treated that way. Yeah. It's not a program that I had running, but I was taught racist things. I'm sure there's things I've had to deconstruct and work through because just even the thought that racism would just went away like that because, the law said, let's end segregation. It's not like people were like, yay, it like black people knew that it was progress for them because they knew who they were. I mean, some of them, racism was taught to them too. So it was damaging to their psyche, telling them they were less, but now they're like, okay, like finally these white people are starting to get it a little bit, like let's move. This was very dangerous and scary, I'm sure. And then, but to think that the white people that thought that they were less just changed their minds. No, they were still teaching their kids this stuff. They were still, and that's still around. Oh, definitely. Just naive of myself, but I was young and didn't think about it to think that it would just go away. And I think some people, even boomers, some of them are like, yeah, it just went away. And it's like, no, it didn't. Yeah. It's still there. It didn't because you actually lived through segregation. Yeah. Huh? It's still prevalent. And I think they want to soften it themselves. Yeah. To make it feel like they've done right and they're not doing this, but they know deep down that, some things haven't changed. But so something to think about. Because it was just I saw a video on it and I was like, that is true. Because I didn't really ever think about it. I'm sitting here, essay and grape and, schnatzy and all this stuff. It's like, no, that's true. What if we are actually causing more detriment to ourselves because we aren't allowing ourselves to say this and discuss it openly? Is it preventing us from coming up with solutions because we're trying to soften the blow and not be offensive and all that to people's, sensitive
Instead
ears.
of actually teaching people how to pay attention to their own energy, what headspace they're in. If this is going to trigger you, you need to be mindful of going into this space. I guess what's coming to mind, I would liken it to if someone has an allergy, because some people, if their child has an allergy, well, then they don't want any of those foods served at that restaurant or that school, correct? And that's annoying, right? Or you teach your child, like, pay attention. You need to ask questions because you have this allergy. You need to be maybe you bring your own food. You do not eat food off of other people's plates. You don't just, instead that, you know what I'm saying? Or there's options. And that would be like a trigger warning. If you want to come in here, just know that these are served here too. And we will use these words. And it doesn't mean we're like okay with it, because now it's like, if you use that language, it's almost like you're saying it's okay. That's absolutely not what you're doing. Those are the words and they have weight to them. And we need to have weight to these conversations because they're not just little silly things. And that might be what it's led to a little bit of Gen Z not taking anything seriously. Yeah. So Gen Z, you have that strong right wing, the guy that hurt Charlie Kirk or whatever, murdered him. Well, it was just kind of like a joke, or it's something like, if it's just, that culture just makes light of everything because they're like, what is the point of anything? Because it's just so, we water everything down.
Yeah, true.
So interesting topic. Well,
thank you. I tried to stir your cranium up a little bit.
I like those kind of things.
It's Halloween. I want to get in there and stir that thing around.
Okay.
That's it.
Scramble my brains.
There's bring that back. What movie was it? Red Dragon, I think, maybe. Maybe it was Red Dragon.
I've never even heard of that.
It's part of the Hannibal series. It might have been Hannibal, where he's actually eating Ray Liotta's brain, serving it up to Ray Liotta. He's lobotomizing him while feeding him his own brain.
Okay, that's disgusting. And now it reminds me that my dad watched Silence of the Lambs, and I do remember watching part of it with him, and I was kind of like surprised that he was letting us watch it. Now that I'm like, why did he let us watch that show?
It puts the lotion in the basket, or it gets the hose.
So creepy.
It puts the lotion in the basket, or it gets the. Was she a big fat one?
Is that a line in there?
Yeah. It's what was his name?
Who says that?
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill, is he the one that was doing the lotion thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're asking about a missing person. He's like, "Oh, is she the big fat one?"
The lines that you remember.
It puts the lotion in the basket, or it gets the hose. Anyways, all right. Well, I got to go pick up a kid here. So if you like this, give us 5 stars on any of the platforms you may be listening to. We'd appreciate that. And leave us a comment. We'd love comments. We appreciate all of them. If you are watching on YouTube, give us a like, a subscribe, and a follow. We'd appreciate that. And leave comments on the videos. We love seeing comments again. And if you look down in the description on anything you're listening to or watching on, we have a link to our website, danacan.com. It's got everything that we're doing there. Candy's got a whole other empire of things going on that she's constantly updating and providing information on. So go check that out and get your mind stirred even more, because she's probably going to think on this for a couple of days and then the next couple of weeks write something about it. So
I might
see something on there.
It's an interesting topic. So
go check that out. It's down in the description below, the links to that. So check all that out. We appreciate it. And thanks for coming by, and have yourselves a blessed Samhain. Or Samhain. Samhain. I can't remember what they called Halloween. We'll talk about it next week, folks.
All right.
2 days before All Hallows Eve. All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
What?
We could say love you, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love
All
you,
right.
bye.